Number 1, Tommy paid $17.50 to buy 6 youth tickets and 1 adult ticket. I need you to listen. You have 3 more days until you guys take this test, class days. So $17.50 to buy 6 youth tickets and 1 adult ticket to a school carnival. Susan paid $22.50 to buy 3 youth tickets and 3 adult tickets at the carnival. What was the price of an adult ticket? Does anybody know what I could do?
Yes.
Okay, Peter, what?
Okay, so you have to split up the $22.50 to make $11.25, and $11.25. Actually, wait, I don't know. Never mind.
Is there anything we've done in this class? What, Zach?
You have to find the 2 equations.
Okay, do you know what the 2 equations would be?
3y plus 3a equals, I don't know, something like that.
Equals $22.50.
Equals 20. Okay, so that's one of them.
Plus c equals. No, never mind.
So 3y plus 3a equals $22.50. That is what Susan did.
It's 6y plus a.
1a.
So 6y plus 1a, or just a, equals $17.50. That's Tommy. So both equations involve money a little bit. So how many tickets they bought, how much money? How many tickets they bought, how much money? What could you do to solve? We could do elimination. You could do the matrix in the calculator. I don't care what you do. Take a moment and see if you can solve it. We're looking for the price.
It's 2 times 3, right?
Of an adult ticket. Yes. If you do the calculator, it is a 2x3 matrix because it's got 2 rows and 3 columns. Yes, sir. Did I take you last night? Where did I put you?
This is his first kid.
That's so nice. You're so excited, Tyler.
No, there's a project that I have to turn in late, and if he's not here, I don't have to turn it in.
God. That's what you
Oh, seriously? Now that's just ridiculous. Now we get to the root of it all.
Well, I gotta be honest with my teaching this one.
I'm gonna do too. You think there would be if I arrange 12 plus pictures?
Well,
Can't kill Olaf, man. He's unkillable.
okay, do you have it?
Oh. I forgot how to do it.
Like Frosty.
Oh, really?
I filled out the chart.
That's what makes
I put it in.
Oh, and then he's also like, hey guys, I don't think it's doing bad, but there's a staircase. Where do you go? We should go that way, right?
That's it.
Do you have any little tiny cube doohickeys?
Oh, what did I do with the little tiny cubes?
Yeah, I know. Howard.
I'm trying. Hey, I am trying to do the demonstration on the hall here, and I'm not sure whether it's
What? I go Sunday in the Trump. Why?
Okay, what'd you get? What'd you guys get? H. Very nice. So, you could do this by hand, but we've done the matrix in the calculator quite a few times. I think most of you are good with that. Okay, number 2. For every dollar that Stacy earns, her dad deposits twice that amount into a savings account. So for every dollar she earns, her dad deposits twice that amount into a savings account. Okay, I want you to figure out which graph it is, and I'm actually going to draw a name for this one. But you could do it.
Miss Lindsay, you know that I don't have this?
What we're working on right now?
It's on your feet, bro. Step on it.
What have you been doing while we're going over here, Tyler?
I'll clamp.
I sure hope not.
Colton, try the problem. Put your book away and try the problem. I know.
I already got it this week, I tell you.
No, hang on. I'm gonna draw a name for this.
We can do if we get it right.
Yeah.
My name in there.
It should. I mean, I
Is
put it
mine
in the
there?
other
'Cause
day.
last time it wasn't.
I know, but I added you and Jacob back in there.
I'm about to make
Well, because if you're
I know I
doing
still
the
think
age,
there's some-
like, the one, it's like, it's not really half, so it's very
Why was your name being
I don't know. Maybe somebody this cable's a faggot.
Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm never winning.
Okay, Colton. Seriously. Ooh, it's not.
What? It's not, I know this one.
Sydney,
Oh, are you recording? Miss Wood, are you,
it is G. Come get something.
Miss Wood, are you recording?
Yeah.
Oh, are you gonna push this video?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. For everything that Stacy makes, her dad deposits twice that amount. So if she puts in $1, her dad should put in $2. If she puts in $2, her dad should put in $4. If she puts in $3, her dad puts in $6. And G is the one that says that.
Good job, Sydney.
So she's putting in 1, her dad puts in 2. She puts in 2, her dad puts in 4. So that's the one we want. Okay. Number 3. The graph shows the price of an entry ticket into the Big Adventure theme park for 1 day with an adult and number of children. It says, which equation best represents the graph? Okay, this is an example of one that is awful. But we can use some reasoning skills here. Do you agree that the y-intercept looks like it's about right there?
Yeah.
Okay, so would you say the y-intercept 0?
No.
If the y-intercept is not 0, what can we get rid of? We can get rid of C and E because they both have a y-intercept of 0 because there's nothing behind that whatever x. Okay, can you tell what this number is right here? That's a 50. So what could you get rid of now? Yeah, you can get rid of D and A because this point is above the 50, so there's no way it can have a y-intercept of 45. So A and D are gone. So the answer has to be B, and that's without us being able to tell much of anything. Okay, number 4. Says the graph of y equals x squared plus 2 is changed to y equals x squared minus 2. What happened to the graph? Okay, this is another candy equation. Take a moment, see if you can figure it out, and I'll draw a name. Oh, I'll show my dad.
I don't believe him. You were?
No, the defensive linebacker.
Hey, get
Yeah.
it.
Man, it depends if you, did you put it in the calculator just like that? Or did you put it in the first
Are we ready?
Yeah, I got you, Miss Wood.
Mia. It is C. Go ahead and come on up. So it moves down 4 spaces. The only thing that changed was the y-intercept. So if it went from a positive 2 to a negative 2, it would go down 4. So hopefully everybody was okay with that. Okay, number 5. It's asking what's the product. If it asks for what's the product, what does it want me to do?
Find the product.
But multiply, distribute. Okay, first I'm going to distribute the 3x with everything in the back set of parentheses. And I'm probably going to show my work down here. So what is 3x times 2x squared?
6x cubed.
6x cubed. Remember you add your exponents when you multiply the same letter? Okay, what's 3x times the negative 4x?
12x squared.
Good, and negative 12x squared. Then what's 3x times a positive 6?
18x.
Good. Positive 18x. Okay, so once I've distributed the 3x, now I need to distribute the positive 3 with everything in the back set of parentheses. So I'm just going to keep on going. What's 3 times 2x squared?
6x squared.
6x squared, so I put plus 6x squared in that same line. 3 times negative 4x?
Negative 12x.
Good, negative 12x. And 3 times 6?
18.
18. Okay, at this point I'm going to start looking for like terms that I can combine. Do you see any other x cubes besides this 6x cubed? Nope, so I'm going to recopy that 6x cubed. Now I'm going to look for x squareds. So here's an x squared and here's an x squared. What would you get if you combined them?
Negative 6.
A negative 6x squared. and then I'm going to combine my x's. What would you get if you combined an 18x and a minus 12x? 6x. And then there's no other constant besides that plus 18 in the back, so I'm just going to bring down the plus 18. And do you see it? It is D. When you guys took your released EOC, did you find that some problems were easy?
Yeah, kind of.
A few. Okay, number 6. We have never talked about this, so I'm going to tell you a few things about direct variation that I want you to write down, and then maybe you can find it. Direct variation always has positive slope, and direct variation goes through the origin. Whitewater rafting, that's amazing. That has everything to do with my direct variation problem.
Yeah, you could talk about it actually, the direct variation.
Just the height of the wave determines how high the boat's going to go.
So direct variation, we haven't talked about this, but it has positive slope, and it goes through the origin. Knowing that, do you know which one's the answer? Yeah, D, which is J. So it goes through the origin, it has positive slope, so J, which is D, basically. Yeah, there's a, I don't know. That's all right. It just makes it fun. It's like a scavenger hunt. Okay, number 7. Oh, let's make this one candy. Number 7 says, what is the domain of the function? So we've done domain a lot in here. Take a moment, see if you can figure it out. I'm going to draw a name. I really should have bought candy yesterday. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry. You guys kind of get the crappy out of the crappy. And then fourth period won't have, I'll have to dig around.
Homework classes would do me so much better than candy. I'm diabetic, Miss Wood. That
is true. What if you did like a chart and you had to get so many questions right, and every time you put a tally, then they could use those points as like either to get candy or homework?
It's a good idea. It just involves a lot more on my part than I like, but it is a good idea. Jacoby, what's your answer? Jacob. What did you say?
Coach Gapler's just checking in tomorrow night.
I didn't hear what you said. What did you say? D. Ooh, it's not D. Courtney? B is correct. Your farthest left x is -5. Your farthest right x is 3. And domain is about x's. The reason it's not D is because D threw a Y in there.
Yeah, I don't know what that's talking about.
So it is B. Okay, number 8. The Bingham family wants to add together the weight of each family member. Brock weighs P pounds. His mother weighs twice as much. His father weighs 50 pounds more than his mother. His little sister weighs half as much as Brock. Which algebraic expression represents the combined weight? So when I read something like this, I go back and I read it again. And I start with the fact that Brock weighs P pounds. So I'm going to use a B for Brock, and I'm going to write down that he weighs P pounds. So B equals P. Okay, then I read about his mom. His mom weighs twice as much. So I'm going to use M for mom. And if she weighs twice as much as Brock, how could you write twice as much as what he weighed? 2P. Well, and you could use whatever letter. I just used P because it had it in there. Okay, and then his father weighs 50 pounds more than his mother. So
M plus 50. You could do 2P plus 50.
2P plus 50 because she weighs 50 pounds more than his wait a minute, what does it say? Oh yeah, the father weighs 50 pounds more than the mother. So he weighs 50 more than mom, so that's 2P plus 50. Okay, and then little sister, I'm going to use an S for sister, she weighs half as much as Brock. So how would you write half as much as Brock? Half P. Okay, and then right here it tells you what expression represents the combined weight? What do I need to do with their weights? I need to add them. So I'm just going to write this all in one long stretch. So I need to add P to the 2P to the 2P plus 50 to the 1/2 P. I want to add all those weights together. The P to the 2P to the 2P plus 50 to the 1/2 P. And you can only add like terms, so I'm going to add all my P's together. What would you get if you added P to 2P to 2P to 1/2 P?
5.5 P.
5.5 P, and then there's no other number besides the plus 50, so do you see it?
D.
D. Okay, number 9 says changing the quadratic equation from y equals 2x squared to y equals, that's a negative 1/2 x squared will blank. So we're going from y equals 2x squared to y equals a negative 1/2 x squared. Take a moment, this will be for Candy.
Wait, I'm sorry, Miss Wood, what was 8?
I don't know. I went through the whole thing, and what'd you guys do? What you always do? Talk, talk, talk. Does it tick me off? Yes, it does. Do you ever stop doing it? No, you don't. Does how much I crap about it change things? No, it doesn't. And I know invert is not something that we've really used before, but I'm hoping you know what that. I'm hoping you know what they mean. Okay, Jacob W.
I got D.
What do you mean by D? You mean?
Oh, we're still on the. Oh, no, I thought we were still on D.
No, I already did 8.
Yeah, I got you.
Come on,
Okay,
Jake.
shut up, Zach.
Come on, dude.
Okay.
What do you got?
I was doing the wrong one. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, you were doing the wrong one. You mean the one that I already did?
Yeah, I know.
That one?
Yes, that one.
Yeah. Okay, new name. Not here.
Oh, why not me?
Well, I haven't drawn your name.
I thought you just said not
Dude,
here.
No, I said not here.
Oh.
It was Sydney Leverett, but she's not here. Tyler?
So freaking
I got. Oh my gosh. I got H.
Nope. Evelyn?
Oh, I meant. Oh, shoot. Never mind.
She's still doing it.
F? Nope.
Skylar?
Skylar? It is G. Come on up.
D, I was like,
Okay, so we used a different word. It went from a positive number to a negative number. What word did we use? Reflect. So it went from a positive to a negative. So we use reflect, but that's invert. So F has something about invert. G has something. H doesn't. J doesn't. K doesn't. So invert and reflect, those mean the same thing. So I know it's got to be F or G. It went from a 2 to a 1/2. Did the number get smaller in front or bigger in front? When the number in front gets smaller, the graph gets wider. So the smaller the number in front, the wider the graph. The bigger the number in front, the skinnier, the more narrow the graph. Okay, number 2. Says a scientist wants to determine the half-life of iodine 131 experimentally. He started with 1 gram of iodine and recorded the day when half of the iodine decomposed. He recorded the following data, which shows that the mass decayed by half every 8 days. Okay, it wants to know which of these functions describes this. So if I were you, a real easy way to do this would be to put these in the calculator and see which ones give you the right table. So let's just look at the first one. A says 2 to the n, I believe. So I'm going to go 2 to the x. So I'm going to go to my y equals on my calculator. And in the y equals, I'm going to type in 2 raised to the x instead of 2 raised to the n.
Wait, how do you do that?
The raised to part. Go to the y equals, the raised to part. What part, Brooklyn?
Okay, I got it.
Okay. I know you can't. Why can't we see you? Okay. And then I'm going to go look at the table. So I'm going to go second graph. And I'm going to look to see if it looks right. So here's 0, 1. We wanted that. Is this 1.5? No. So it's not A. A's out of the running. Okay, then I can try B. B is, I'm going to put that 1/2 in parentheses, 1/2, and then instead of n, it's an x. X is not an exponent this time. It's just 1/2 n or 1/2 x. I'm going to go to my table. I'm going to look to see if that's right. Do I have 0, 1 like I'm supposed to? Okay, I know that's not it. I want to see if you can keep on going and find it. And there's other ways you could do this, but this is kind of a non-thinking kind of way to save some brain power. Oh, no.
Wait, B is not the answer?
Because the table doesn't match. It's 0, 0, and it was supposed to be 0, 1.
Oh. Yeah, that's what I got in my calculator. I got 0, 1, 1.5.
Did you have the x isn't an exponent on that one?
Oh, I did that. Yeah, I think I raised it too.
Did anybody find it? So C is 1 divided by x, or 1 divided by n. So if I look at that, hang on, don't run away. No, 0 is an error. It's not that. It is D. Now hang on. I want you to do some for me tonight. So I know some of these, it's kind of helpful if you have a calculator, but I'm going to have you try some of them. So 11.
Will you text them to us, Miss Wood?
Yeah, I want you to try 11 through 23. So I want you to try the 11 through 23. And I'll put it in a Remind 101, but 11 through 21 or 23.
Hey, will you post the link to the video you recorded today?
Yeah.
You want to stay here until 6 seconds. I got it ready.
11 through 23.